What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm here. I'm making this video. Obviously, we have our game later tonight against the Steelers, but I'm making this video because we do have updates now on the Kenyan Drake situation. He has officially been traded, and so we have the rest of today and tomorrow, a portion of tomorrow. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 4 p.m. Eastern time or something that the trade deadline ends. But it looks like they have officially traded Kenyan Drake. Also, real quick too, I just saw an alert that the Jets traded Leonard Williams to the Giants. So that happened as well. But as I had reported before, there was a likelihood that Kenyan Drake was going to go to the Lions since Kerryon Johnson had got hurt, and since Matt Patricia and Brian Flores know each other and so on and so forth. That is not the case. And I have the report here. So, report: Cardinals trade for Dolphins Kenyan Drake with David Johnson injured. The fire sale continues. The Miami Dolphins reportedly dealt yet another starter Monday, trading running back Kenyan Drake to the Arizona Cardinals for a conditional 2020 draft selection, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported the Dolphins received a conditional 2020 6th-round pick that could become a 5th-round pick. The move gives the Cardinals much needed depth in the backfield, as their guys have been hurt with injuries. Yeah, so that's the first thing, right? So to the Arizona Cardinals, obviously we've done a lot with them. We traded a 2nd-round pick and a 5th-round pick to the Cardinals to get Josh Rosen. Well, that seems to be trending towards failure. Also, we got Robert Kimdiche from them as well. I forgot what we traded for them, but he still has an opportunity to come off the PUP list here in a week or so, and we'll see how that goes. But so far, his career has been trending in the wrong direction. Let's see if he does anything with his time with the Dolphins when he comes off, the PUP list and stuff. So, the jury's not totally out on him yet, but, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Jury's not out on that yet. All right. So, I wanted to update you on, first of all, as you guys know, I don't like it because I like Kenyan Drake. I think that we need the talent and so on and so forth. It's a guy we drafted, blah, blah, blah. There's just all these reasons, and we don't have, they just keep creating more and more holes. Yes, is Mark Walton coming along and showing up for us right now? Absolutely. And I hope that continues. I hope he's back next year, and I hope he becomes, a good part of, the future of this team. But, Kalen Balaj is, kind of whatever right now. And so what? We have like one running back? Like, we don't care about depth at all or any of that, right? No, apparently not. So, but let me go ahead and update. And then also, as far as the compensation, the what we got, look, it is what it is at the end of the day, and that's really it. So, let me go ahead and give you an update on what our draft picks look like for this upcoming draft. So right now we have our 1st-round pick. We have a 1st round from Pittsburgh, a 1st round from Houston. We have our 2nd-round pick. We have the 2nd-round pick versus 2nd-round pick from New Orleans. 3rd-round pick, no 4th rounders. 5th-round pick via Pittsburgh, so from Pittsburgh. 6th-round pick from Arizona, but could become a 5th rounder. 6th-round pick from Dallas, our 6th-round pick, and then a 7th-round pick from Indiana that could become a 6th rounder. And then we're projected to get a comp pick from Jawan James. So, again, we have, a ton of picks and stuff like that. Sure, okay, but do I trust, do I trust Chris Greer to get it right, and Stephen Ross to get it right, and the rest of this front office and stuff? Not really, so I mean, it just, I don't know. You guys know what I think about that. I don't really like it. So, but it is what it is. Let me just get through this, and because I just want to give you, the facts. I mean, you guys know how I feel about it. I don't really like any of it. So, I wanted to just real quick run through, a series of tweets from various different, media personnel and writers and reporters and stuff like that, just to give you a sense of what, everybody out there is thinking. Let's see. And I mean, so starting off, I'm just going to run through the stream here and give you a bunch of stuff. So Ian Rappaport, the Arizona Cardinals have traded for Dolphins running back Kenyan Drake, handing Miami a conditional 6th-round pick in 2020 that can become a 5th-rounder, source said. Let's see. Adam Schefter, compensation update. Arizona trading a 2026 round pick that become a 5th-round pick. Let's see. Joe Shad tweeted this. The Kenyan Drake trade helps ease a bit of the disappointment of lower projections on Dolphins compensatory picks due to injuries of players who signed elsewhere this offseason. Also helps reduce a bit of chance of winning. Yeah, so I mean, that's another thing. So, I mean, he wasn't going to be in Pittsburgh anyway, but that was because he was getting traded. And so, it does it hurts the team, right? It does make the team weaker. So, let's see. Barry Jackson tweeted, so the Dolphins get a 2026 round pick that could become a 5th-round pick for Drake. Miami wanted a 4th, but nobody willing to offer that. Dolphins had hoped Drake would sign extension beyond this season, but he wasn't interested. So, look, I mean, that's one of the things at this point is teams are really just playing the Dolphins to get all of their top proven talent, right? They're like, and I read you guys the article one day about how, teams are willing to trade away draft picks for proven guys because they're proven guys. You know what you're going to get, but you have no idea what you're going to get with your draft picks. Even if you take, whatever, it doesn't matter. It could be a quarterback. It doesn't matter who you take in the first round. Their first round picks are far more likely to be busts than anything else, especially when you consider quarterbacks. So, first of all, based off of what Barry Jackson said in his tweet, and other people had mentioned this as well in places that I had seen, that they wanted a 4th-round pick. I would say Kenyan Drake's probably worth at best a 3rd, at worst a 5th. But they got a conditional 6th-round pick, so in other words, they settled for him because they couldn't get what he's actually worth, so they had to settle for worse. That 6th-round pick could become a 5th-round pick, but that's not a guarantee, and so they had to settle. That's the first thing. And then, as far as this tweet goes, and then Dolphins had hoped Drake would sign an extension beyond the season, but he wasn't interested. Why wasn't he interested? Because why would he want to be? Why would he want to be part of this garbage, this nonsense that's going to be a massive failure at the end of the day and in the long term? So, I mean, again, good. It sucks because, I like a lot of these players, right? Like, that's the thing. And now I'm in a situation where, like, I'm certainly, rooting for players that I like on other teams. Like, I want Frank Gore to do good. I like Frank Gore. I want Ryan Tannehill to do well, and he's doing well right now, leading the Titans to some victories. Like, I love these guys, and I want, Minkah Fitzpatrick and now Kenyan Drake, and like, I want them all to perform well, and I wish they were still doing that on this team. Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills, Kiko Alonso, all these guys, but they're not. So I can, wish and hope that they do well elsewhere. But nobody wants to be in Miami because of this nonsense. Okay. Anyway, let's get a couple more of these though. Joe Shad also tweeted, the Miami Dolphins took a blowtorch to their organization in order to position themselves for the best quarterback in the 2020 NFL Draft. I don't care if it's the next Lawrence. I don't care if the next Lawrence Taylor is available. The best quarterback has to be added to the roster in April. But, I mean, again, like, that's the thing. So, a couple things there. First of all, again, with this, like, all you need is a quarterback bullshit. Like, again, first-round quarterbacks, first of all, are more likely to be busts or just average than anything else, than to be successful or to be your franchise guy. That's why I never would advocate for taking a quarterback in rounds 1 or 2. I think that the cost is way too high and the risk is way too high. But that's why I would also take a quarterback every year in rounds 3 or later, depending on how much you actually need one. That way you're always bringing in, cycling in, you know, fresh eyes, fresh legs, you know, and you can find your diamond in the rough. You can find your Tom Brady to develop and to bring up. You can give guys, you know, a year or two to sit behind whoever your veteran is, and so on and so forth. And you can groom and develop a quarterback the proper way and find a franchise guy instead of always just chasing pipe dreams that are never, you know, that are you know, very unlikely to happen. Right? So that's the first thing is all the hype on the quarterback position. Like right now, and I had even been asked, you know, if I would take Chase Young with the first overall pick. I wouldn't. Would I take him, you know, if Pittsburgh, now we've also discussed that there is, first of all, when it comes to Pittsburgh, everybody is just assuming that they're going to end up with a high pick because of how they started the season. But it's the Steelers, and their schedule's really weak. They actually could end up going on a legitimate run and make a play for the or push for the playoffs. And if they made it to the playoffs, then that pick would drop to the 20s. Somewhere in the 20s, but almost nobody is talking about that, even though that's a legit possibility. And so, but even if even if they didn't and the Steelers pick was in, you know, the top 10 or whatever, then, I mean, again, you know my philosophy, I wouldn't take a quarterback, so one of our top picks would not be a quarterback. The first pick I would make would be whatever top offensive lineman I thought was in this draft. Whoever the best offensive lineman is, according to all the experts and scouts and so on and so forth, and the guys that you have in building, your scouting team and so on and so forth, I would take the best offensive lineman. And then if the Steelers pick was like a top 5, top 10, and you could get Chase Young as well, then sure, absolutely, because then the next position of need for me would be pass rusher. So, you know, there's that. And then also too, you know, he says, you know, I don't care if the next, Lawrence Taylor is available. The best quarterback has to be added to the roster. And then there's that. So who, you know, and this goes to, you know, hitting on the draft pick. So if you do take a quarterback, I mean, the odds of, you know, him succeeding are exceptionally small, especially considering everything that's going to be around him. So if you focus on the quarterback, which I think is stupid, as much as people want, and you take like Tua, well, he is a smaller guy for quarterback. He does also have an injury history, and he's not going to have any kind of offensive line, running game, or weapons, or any of that. He's going to be he's going to be left out there high and dry and expected to be the face of the franchise, and then everybody's going to hate and shit on Tua or whoever it is when he's not successful. But it's illogical and insane, because we would be the ones, and we are setting him up for failure, or whoever it is, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Fromm, it doesn't matter who it is. Anyone who goes back there is going to get manhandled if they handle things how they've been handling things, if they continue to handle things the way that they've been doing it, and how we expect them to. You know, being big, splashy spenders in free agency, and then, taking a quarterback high and then completely neglecting, the offensive line and so on and so forth. So, I mean, just a disaster all around. Let's see. Continuing on, though, Jordan Reed tweeted out, the Dolphins now own a projected 12 draft picks and counting in the 2020 NFL draft and an expected $110 million in cap space. It's going to be an interesting offseason in South Beach. Sure. It will be interesting. He put and counting in parentheses. Because, yeah, I mean, there's still potential we could end up trading more. We could end up getting rid of more proven talent just to fucking, take a swing or a shot in the dark at some hopes and pipe dreams. Let's see. Matt Infante tweeted out, old enough to remember when Twitter insiders told me the Dolphins had received offers of 5th round picks for Kenyan Drake, but were holding out for a 4th round pick. Okay. Jeremy Feller, Dolphins loaded up, now have 11 picks in 2020 after Kenyan Drake deal, 3 firsts, must get quarterback at all costs. See, I mean, it's just a stupid theory that has been perpetuated through the NFL for a long time, and there's no kind of evidence to prove that it's a good one. I mean, it's absolutely absurd because, again, and I'll say this for like the 1000th time, you have quarterbacks like Tom Brady that were not taken in the 1st round, and Tom Brady is widely considered the best to ever play the game. So if Tom Brady, the best to ever play the game, was not taken in the 1st round, and in fact was taken in mid to late rounds, round 5 or 6, I always get that confused. But if that's the case, then why would you ever invest such a high fucking high draft capital in a guy that, has no chance or has no guarantee of becoming, anything? Because again, the vast majority of 1st round picks end up being, average, if not a bust. So it's craziness. All right. Darren Urban tweeted, so if Rap Sheet is right, at Rap Sheet, so I think that's Ian Rappaport, is right, and the Drake trade could become a 5th round pick, that's interesting. The Cards used their 2020 5th in supplemental draft for safety Jalen Thompson. They do have a 2020 5th left. They got it from the Dolphins in the Josh Rosen trade. So we could end up potentially getting that 5th round pick back. Okay. Well, I mean, we didn't have to trade it in the first place for a quarterback that wasn't going to end up being the franchise guy, but whatever. So, I mean, like at the end of the day, at the end of the day, to me, I mean, it really just looks to me like all they're doing is literally, I feel like they put on, going into this whole like tank or whatever, and they just put on like a blindfold and just started swinging wildly, trying to hit the ball, right? Baseball, right? Bat, swinging. So, like, I mean, it's craziness. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to update you on that. It is what it is. We got the game tonight. I am going to be doing a live stream during the game, so make sure you guys come and check that out. Join me. I can't show the game, of course, because it's illegal, so I'll put that little disclaimer out now. But join me in the chat, and let's see how this game goes. Again, it's Monday Night Football, so it's going to be in front of the entire world. Let's hope that we don't get embarrassed. Let's hope that we can play better than expected. Let's hope that the coaches don't, fuck us like they did last week. And let's hope we can get a win. I mean, I certainly don't expect it. At the very, very, very least, I just hope that we don't get massively embarrassed and blown out or something on Monday Night Football and, catapult us towards being the worst team to ever exist, even further than we are now. Yeah, so that's that. Join me for the live stream. It'll be fun, though, regardless, because it's always a lot of good conversation and so on and so forth. So make sure you join me for that, and we'll see how things go. Anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoy my videos and my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Make sure you share my channel and my videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.